Let's start this with a prayer. Dear Father, I thank you for this day and this opportunity to be used as a vessel to let your people know you are available, able, and ready in the name of Yeshua from Nazareth. And again, I'd like to welcome my co-host. Stress, drama, trauma, all of that popping out on my face, you know. So I'm going to read some scriptures and I'm going to tell you a story. Now, listen, when I'm reading these scriptures, I want you to go read. I want you to seek your own stuff. I'm just telling you what's in here so you could be like, oh, okay, let me figure this out. So Exodus 34, 6 and 7. When Yahweh passed in front of Moses, calling out, Yahweh, Yahweh, a compassionate and merciful, El, patient, always faithful and ready to forgive. He continues to show his love to thousands of generations, forgiving wrongdoing, disobedience, and sin. He never lets the guilty go unpunished, punishing children and grandchildren for their parents' sins to the third and fourth generation. Proverbs 6:34 and 35. For jealousy makes a man furious, and he will not spare when he takes revenge. He will accept no compensation. He will refuse, though you multiply the gifts. In Hosea 1 and 2. The Lord said, Hosea, Israel has betrayed me like an unfaithful wife. Marry such a woman and have children by her. Listen, I didn't get it. I did not get it because I was in this relationship with somebody for a whole year, right? And midway through the relationship, God is telling me this is a whole Hosea and Gomer situation. Hosea is told by God to go marry a woman that's in the streets. I know. Hosea was a prophet. Hosea is ready for this life to serve God and do whatever he says. God tells him to do something wild, and he goes. But I'm looking, and I'm like, God, that doesn't make sense. Why would you tell Hosea to go when you know what kind of man he is? You say, you know what kind of God I am? And I'm like, but I know that men trip when their wives cheat on them. And that's where he's like, for jealousy makes a man furious, and he will not spare when he takes revenge. That's God talking about himself. Like, a woman could get cheated on, and somehow, some way, she's going to forgive the dude if she loves him. They'll try to work on it. They'll try to make it better. But when a man gets cheated on, it does something to him. You got to understand what was happening with God and Hosea. God is like, Israel left me. They're unfaithful. They're out here worshiping all of these gods. His wife Gomer literally was like, I'm going to come back out in the streets where I can get my clothes, where I can get my wine, where I can get my smoke, where I can get my... The streets offered it to her. It made me see that we could be so unfaithful to God, so rebellious to God. We become so cheap within ourselves that we start like hoeing ourselves out to other things that aren't God. Now, there's a word that describes God in Hebrew. It's called a Khesed. And it's a mix of love and loyalty. Like true love. You don't have true love unless you're loyal. And I didn't get that. So yesterday, like, I was feeling some type of way. Like, I didn't think this breakup was going to affect me like it did. Because I'm thinking I can be like, cool. Nah, my heart hurt. I'm at work trying not to cry. I'm like sick with it. I haven't eaten in like 30 something hours. You know, but I get it. When you do love someone, you're going to go above and beyond for them. You're going to accept things like, there's no way God should have ever been like, go marry a whore. Go marry somebody who's for the streets. Why? Why would you tell somebody to go marry somebody for the streets, God? It's 2023. Nobody would ever listen to you. God's like, if I didn't make sacrifices, who would? but that's the type of love that I have. And he's a compassionate and merciful, patient, always faithful and ready to forgive type of God. That one right there, let me find it because, man, I think I got it from a different version, but still, it hit me hard because this is what God had told me to do with this person. My person. He said, be patient, faithful, and ready to forgive. Man, listen, God be making us do the most. 6, 7. Again, 6 from Exodus 34. The Lord passed in front of him and proclaimed, the Lord is compassionate and gracious, God, slow to anger and abounding in faithful love and truth, maintaining faithful love to 1,000 generations and forgiving the iniquities. What would we not do for somebody that we love? I mean, I got this cold sore. Now, I could think about myself like, oh no, God, someone's going to say something about me. I can't make a video for you. And then again, I don't care who says anything because I know who God is. And I know that in any situation, I can trust him. I didn't understand the brokenness that God would feel from his wife leaving him. Israel was his wife. He was married to Israel. I got this covenant with you. I'm showing you. I'm telling you. I'm taking care of you, that I'm here for you. And it's still not enough. Because you want what satisfies you for the moment. And I'm talking about forever. I'm trying to hold you down for forever. I'm trying to bring you back to the crib. I'm trying to get all of this nothingness out of you so you can look like me, so you can walk like me, so you can love me. Because I love you. I have never in my life met anybody like God. No. I was in the shower and I'm like, man, God, you told me about Hosea and Gomer. Like, I get it. I get how you could be so broken when somebody you love plays you. And this is God. Like, listen, they was in the desert. They went through all types of stuff and God was there. And then you got to take somebody who was like just serving him. And Hosea didn't have no problem with it. Sure, Lord, I'll go. Go marry a whore. Okay. This is the one I chose. Not even questioning God. That's that Khesed. He's going to find somebody that looks like him. God is to deliver his message. He's going to find somebody that loves him, that's willing to go and be a testimony to somebody else. Like, man, there's nothing that you could do that would make God stop loving you. He's doing everything he can to come back and get you so you could be in this position with him, so he could bless you, so he can multiply everything that your hands touch. That's true love. Like, I get it. Man, I get it. One thing that happened, and God ain't never gonna let anything slide. Never. And one thing about this whole situation with me and my person and Hosea and his wife, and even God and us, because God is committed. Like, there's nobody like him that's going to go above and beyond. Even when you mess up, he's trying to come back like, baby, come on. Come on. Let's just talk about it. Let's get it right. I used to have, I don't know, like this raw inside me, like it just a painful whatever. I felt like it got snatched yesterday. I felt like that got snatched. The need to be angry, the need to want revenge, the need to, wild out. It got snatched from me. I'm definitely not the same. I believe that you got to be broken down in situations so God can come in and restore you correctly. Like sometimes if you build like a Lego set and it's not done correctly and you didn't follow, you got to bust it back down and build it back up. I'm not saying that we're Lego sets. But man, he continues to show his love to thousands of generations, forgiving wrongdoing, disobedience, and sin. He never lets the guilty go unpunished, punishing children and grandchildren for their parents' sins to the third and fourth generation. And in Exodus, this is when he's talking to Moses. And Moses is coming up for the second time with the tablets. We talk about how much we got to put up with. How much does God put up with? More than he should have to. But I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful in situations he can use me. He can use my pain to teach me. And if God told me to go marry a whore, I'll go marry a whore. Without question. He's called me to do certain things other people will never do. I know, it's crazy, right? Know that the Khesed type of love that God has and is, this is what you really want, because this love and loyalty is connected, so it means I'm always going to come back for you. I'm always going to love you. I'm always going to see that you have the best. That's God. Holla at him.